moon, full, resplendent in the sky, shines down from directly overhead. That means it is midnight, at least in terms of a, day cycle. Maybe not on a clock because of positions on a globe. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our final chapter of Blue Moon. My name is Philip, and I'm the Dreadmaster. Surrounding me, for one last time, are the residents of Blue Moon. Howl, hello, players.
Hello. Players.
God, I like how you guys just do that. It's so nice. My Tuesday group,
They're the worst.
Gray in the Dark, new subtitle, 6 dicks.
Subtitled the worst.
And of course I do crazier things, and they're like, well, you always say such long sentences for us to try to say. And I was like, you guys, first of all, it's 4 words, you can do it. And second of all, I do this because I used to say hello, players, and it was crickets. So yeah, I've been playing it up to just demonstrate the degree to which you're not participating, because none of you are, actors.
I appreciate that in the last one you just told them that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I fully called them out on it this past Tuesday. Well, everybody, I'm so excited for what's going on here in Blue Moon. The first thing that we're going to do tonight, we have a little bit of business to take care of. First up, we are going to be opening. We have 4 left, so we're going to do 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow, and then we are. Also, guys, the story got rough because the lantern that he'd been carrying accidentally lit the inn on fire because he was reveling so much. So let's see what they give us in our first little bag here, where you saw the fire burning. I see fire inside the mountain. I know that nobody here likes the Hobbit movies as much as they like the Lord of the Rings movies, but I do like the I See Fire song. That's a good one.
I also really unapologetically love the Hobbit movies, so you can talk about them all you want.
I think they are. I'd rather have them than not have them. That's my take on the Hobbit movies. They're not as good as Lord of the Rings, but okay. Pretty much nothing is. You want some more stuff that's good and in the zone? All right, so anyway, there was a fire. There are the 22. Now 23 is people going up a mountain. Oh, and look, and you can see their various weapons and instruments and things, because that's the part.
If only they made like a series about those set in that world.
Yeah, I know. It would be interesting.
Like a high budget, like
or just anything.
About maybe some of like the history of it,
or just even just a book. Anything. Or like a game. It's too bad that games are all werewolf horror games like this and there's no fantasy ones. Guys, we got another. Ooh. It's just a Cantrip Candles branded.
Oh, very nice. That's the new matchbook. That's nice.
There you go. So that's one of their matchbooks. I'm gonna light one here.
I they have a sample pack.
And then when I light it, they often do, but they often sell out. Everyone's gonna freak out because I have live flame.
If you go online, you can build a sample pack with whatever scents you want.
Ooh, I might do that.
It does so fast.
Aw.
Well,
Guess I better light another one. Ooh, fire.
Oh, yeah, that one lasted longer.
Yay, longer. I'm not going anywhere until it burns. I hope it burns to me to my fingers. Nope, I talked. It's going out. Anywho, there we go. Well, that's all the life force I had left. So, also, before we jump in here, I will simply mention, I'm going to talk about this more afterwards, I am sure. But, my friends, we have a scant 4 hours, 18 minutes and change left until the Characters Welcome Book Fair ends. And votes are locked in. Right now, S.A. Rawlings has a sizable lead over his closest competitor, which means that Dan will get what he wants, which is apparently the worst thing that can happen.
I mean, close.
Okay. Well, in any case, yeah, that's over. That's it. Please, if anyone is interested in joining in for the Lost Lore Academia festivities, please message me and I will add you to the Folklore Studies department, and that you can participate in helping to research and do all that silliness. Or just read and tell us what books you've been reading, because reading is fun. Demental. All right, so my friends, last week. Can't believe that was a week ago.
Wow.
You all, having encountered a Fisk wolf, having ventured to a haunted landhouse, desiring to deal with this lycanthropic threat here this very night, decided to... Oh, and also with Narcissa, one of the Akatar sisters. One of the Akatar sisters being possessed by a little baby ghost who is basically saying, like, hey, we're trapped here until the wolf bloodline ends. Wishes to help, said spectral passenger. You decided to row across the lake to seek the woman in light whom you suspected of being an angel. While doing so, Narcissa felt a strange kind of proximity. Things freaked out. Pretty much everyone but Karn either fell out of or jumped out of the boat. Freya down below saw a glimpse as the moonlight shined down, just shone down? Shane down?
Sean.
Okay. As the moonlight rayed itself on down, spotted glittering chains and a wolfish face. She seemed to have a connection. This was the wolf that she had seen in a vision. The wolf who now Henk, her competitor and her sister's possible paramour, believes is his uncle, who was said to have died many years ago, but according to a vision you all shared, actually was a wolf who murdered a bunch of kids, one of whom is now riding in, like, the backwards part of the station wagon that is Narcissa. In any case, the point being, you got in the boat, you rode on, you understood where this beast might be. Freya also got some little indications as Siobhan and Elodie kind of told tales of lore that were relevant about something called the Hunt, and someone called the Master of the Hunt, and how there is a hunt of spectral figures, primeval, who ride across the sky, and Freya realizes she may have some connection to it, given that dagger that Wiki, the town smith, refused to silver for her, as it would be disrespectful to do so.
Sorry, I just also realized it's funny that the person that, like, gave us all of the information that we've gained from one person was named Wiki.
That's just a happy accident. I rolled a W and I was looking for vaguely.
I know, exactly. I know it's an accident, but that's just very funny.
You did a wiki search. In any case, the point being, I think I've got the point being, you made it across. You spoke to the woman in light, a strange angelic figure who seemed to be trapped in the mist.
Oh, yeah.
But then, it was sort of revealed was in fact something else when she shifted her face. No longer the angelic guide, simply hoping to be sort of, freed or returned or to get herself free of the strange mist. She was a different entity, an angelic individual named Emniel, who has never appeared before in any of our games and didn't trick a bunch of dragons in a very mean way, thus earning Emniel sure aimed I'm gonna tell her that one again. Emniel sure gained a lot of enmity. Someday the sun won't shine for me either. Siobhan asked, how do we get out of here? For Emniel then revealed to this group that they are in something called a Dreadland, some kind of dark domain of horrific torture, which Siobhan realized, based on her deep understanding of narrative tropes, meant that something is wrong. Her life has too few details and too much sadness. People die too frequently. You are in some kind of sick story for the enjoyment of those watching or having it happen. And there is some dark lord at the center of it. You asked Emniel how you could get out. Emniel said that is the right question. And that is where we left off. So with all that in mind, I shall now read tonight's invocation. No one can possibly guess what song this will come from. To recap, we've done we did Blue Moon. We did Dancin' in the Moonlight, Thin Lizzy version. And then we did Sisters of the Moon by Fleetwood Mac. So any other famous Moon songs? Absolutely not. But I scoured the internet and found one. Hope you got your things together. Hope you were quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Well, don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. As you all stand there, gathered, at the face of this angel, the expression changes slightly, one of a recognition of something, and then the features contort once again. The body sort of elongates, the wings become more present, and the original visage of that angelic guide, some sliver of a celestial soul, is suddenly back before you, seemingly sort of suffering, caught in the mist, asking, was she here? Will she free me? Was she here? Will she free me? All of you regain.
No.
All of you regain 1 power, by the way, for the start of a new session.
Still pretty rough.
Sort of seeing you staring at her, remembering conversations before, she will simply say, break the mist, free me. And then the light fades. The mist that she's in no longer sort of illuminated within. You see its thick purple tendrils with that coppery sweet scent so close, kind of curling through the woods in front of you. Because it is a full moon, you have ample light. Otherwise, guys, come on. So,
as always, we did not get the answers we came for, but we got answers.
So, what are you then?
oh, she's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She has asked you to free her. She's asked you to break the mist.
She's gone. Karen, she's gone.
I wasn't sure if she was still in the mist.
No, I know it's a classic thing.
Sometimes they come back for one last.
No, I understand.
line.
Yeah, it often happens. It often happens.
Actually, Siobhan, make a narrative tropes on that. Let's do intellect and analyze.
I get 7 for that. Is that right?
For that one, you get 8 because you always get an extra thanks to knowledgeable.
I mean, this is okay.
This is what Siobhan's here for. Once the fight starts, Siobhan is like Deadzo first. So
I mean, Siobhan's even better in a fight. Let's just say, like, she's scrappy. She's
yeah, that research skill will be very useful in a
1,
fight.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more. Okay.
And remember, everyone, I'm not really saying this to the players, but this is our unique moon dice system, which you can also see in our game tomorrow, where or a version of it, where what our players are doing is they are rolling pools of d8s, and they're hoping for as many matches as possible, and the number on the die kind of winds up being a subjective sort of secondary quality. Sometimes they really need one. Sometimes it's just kind of an extra thing. Siobhan, what do we got?
A waning crescent in the 3rd degree, and a new moon in the 2nd degree.
Which one would you like to choose for this information?
Yeah, waning crescent.
Waning crescent at the 2nd degree.
No, waning crescent in the 3rd. I'm sorry, that's 3/8, 2 1s.
I will say three acceptance is probably that, like, that person acceptance. Here's a different kind of narrative trope. So what probably happened is that person doesn't even count, like, they're probably getting a credit as a guest star, but they probably shot that last episode. And like, so they're not on.
They don't. Yeah,
they're not on the call sheets this week.
Even if they wanted to write them in, it was just like it's too
just,
like
they're already back in New York. It's yeah. So anyway, that's so no,
I get it.
She is gone. But you have a lot of serenity about that.
I'm okay. I'm not used to that.
Cool.
It's okay. There's another show going on. I'm in rehearsal for an off Broadway. It's all right.
Oh my God! Congratulations. That's cool. I'm actually, some of the rest of the cast are moving over to this Marvel movie, but that's really cool what you're doing. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's like it's backed. It's wrecked. That's fine. It's fine.
So, with some information, though, yes, again, not the one you sort of sought. Although I think you did learn. You did get the confirmation. You kind of already learned it that thing down below is the before Emniel showed up. The new entity kind of mentioned that thing down below was a known thing to her, a known source of terror and fear in the lake, as she's been trapped here watching for whoever knows how long. You're all wet except for Karn. The moon, as I said, I think we're kind of at midnight by this point, so you still have moonlight above you. What would you like to do?
Well, Freya, Narcissa, I think between the hunter and whatever insights you have, Narcissa, I feel like perhaps you two have the best ideas of the course of action for us to take.
I mean, again, we got answers, not necessarily answers that were helpful to us in the situation of getting said werewolf monster out of the lake, but I think if that's the only course of action that will save these children and save everyone, it's what we have to take care of it.
Indeed. I'm just sort of curious as to
how? Yeah.
Well, how seems to be Silver, right? But why wasn't this creature killed before? Why was it imprisoned at the bottom of the lake? That concerns me.
I meant the how, as in how are we going to get to it when we can't breathe underwater, and if it's down there?
Elodie.
Yes.
Let's have you
big gillyweed on you, Elodie.
Make a roll for me.
Let me check.
I'll tell you what, actually. Oh God. Oh my God. You get so many on this. Could you please roll?
Yes.
She does have flowers. Should I give her a flowers? But no. Would you please roll your intellect, which is 2.
Okay.
Plus your folk medicine, which is 3. So that's 5. Plus another 2 for folk magic. So that's 7.
Sweet. All right. Let's see what I got here. I have 2 2s and 3 3s. So that's going to be 2 waxing crescents.
Okay.
And 3 first quarters.
Ooh. Which one of those would you be most interested in kind of having be your primary thing here?
I would say
I'd only do it if I'd go for the 3s unless you really like the keywords of the 2s more. Probably how the calculus on that would work out.
No, I do like the first quarter, so I'll stick with that.
Very well. So with a
I'll let
third
that
degree
guide my
success on first
decision.
quarter, remember the scene in Independence Day where the president's going like, there is no Area 51, there is no spaceship, and then like the sniveling guy from the captain's like, actually that may not be entirely accurate. Well, you can do one of those at this moment. As Freya is talking about breathing underwater, there is a technique.
Well, there is a technique, and let me tell you about it right now.
There's basically there's a draft. There is a potion. You could have them drink something that would magically allow them to, or anyone who drinks it, to sort of hold your breath for a longer amount of time to if you breathe in water, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't last a super long amount of time, but it.
And would I be able to concoct this with what I have? I would like it to be known that all of my stuff is sealed very well.
Okay, I'll buy that. Tell you what we'll do though. I do need a luck roll, but I'm gonna let you add your folk medicine to it, so it's 5.
Okay. And granted, I know some stuff probably fell out, but she's not an idiot.
You
stuff's
you
valuable.
also rolled very high on it, and you saying earlier when you're putting it together, you're understanding techniques and things.
All right. I did get no matches. However, I would like to use my thing that I use to match something.
So you could spend, if you want to spend 4 of your power, you could change one of your phases to another, giving yourself a match.
Okay.
Or you could spend 3 to re-roll the whole pool. and
You
see
know
if
what? I'll
get a
spend
match.
3 to re-roll the whole pool.
Okay,
Why not?
sure.
Can't take them with you.
Well, smash.
Okay,
Captain.
well, I've got 2 2s and 2 1s.
Oh, so you got 2
So-
matches this time?
I certainly did.
All right, well, that was a good 3 to spend then. All right, so yeah, deduct 3 from your power, and with you can take your pick of. Do you want New Moon or Waxing Crescent? Which one would you rather have for your luck?
I would like, and this is going to be me making the concoction.
No,
right?
this is. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's a luck roll. You have all your materials.
Okay.
You do, in fact.
Okay, fine.
You have
Then I will
everything you would
do-
need to do it. It will take some time and it will take some power from you, but you
Okay.
could do it.
I will do New Moon then.
Okay. That control contemplation, yeah, you as luck would have it, you were very careful in sealing everything. So even though you went in the lake, you probably lost a bottle or 2, but you check, and everything you would theoretically need to make this. It's probably not something you make much, if ever, but theoretically, you could do it.
Well, I can attempt this, and someone can go down, or 2 people can go down.
How
I'd
much of?
pref-
Oh, sorry, Freya.
I just was gonna say I would prefer to do it when we have our silver weapons. And also, we asked her to make bullets, and I don't know how helpful bullets are going to be underwater at this
Well,
point.
That's sort of one of the things I was wondering, because if one person is the one who can go down, and it doesn't last very long, correct, Elodie?
How long does it last?
It could maybe last 10, 15 minutes.
So-
But also, you could make more than 1 dose of it, certainly. Just with,
Okay.
Actually, that wouldn't even take more time. You just make more. That, yeah. Might take you a little more
So-
power, but not more time.
I'm not certain any of us would fare very well fighting this creature underwater, especially on a time limit, so perhaps our goal is simply to get it out of the water. Maybe lead
I
it
was
into
thinking
some
the
sort of
same
trap.
thing. Yeah,
Well, either way,
I'm on the
someone's
same
gonna have
page
to go
as you.
down. Someone's
We
gonna have to
somehow
use it.
like have a trap and we lure it out.
My issue is I agree, but we have to cross the water again. And I don't know how you're gonna react, Narcissa, when we cross the
we-
water again.
We'll
she's-
simply take.
And-
We can take a longer route around that area.
Yeah. And then go get our weapons. Okay.
Would there be a way to concoct like a buoy or something that we could drop where she starts freaking out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you would need something that would extend all the way down. You'd need, right? You'd need an anchor long enough.
Yeah.
You'd need something to
Like a
anchor
rope
it.
that would have
You'd
an
need
anchor,
a rope
yeah.
with an anchor on it that
Yeah.
would go to that spot.
Would my knowledge of Blue Moon geography and tracking and all this stuff just going to be able to, and my experience on the lake, be enough to sort of basically allow me to come back here?
You can definitely get close to get to the exact spot. You're not 100% sure because it is on a boat and it was night and you guys were rowing quickly and such. You definitely know like the rough. You understand like when those trees are about over there and those trees are there and they're about this size, or whatever. You should be able to get to that location again, certainly.
Would I be able to find it again if I was underwater in that location?
I'm gonna say because you are not you don't have water vision or something. It all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a harder.
Thought it was worth asking.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the most savory of options. I'll state that but Narcissa, once we got away from that location, you were no longer affected by whatever affected you on the water. Is that right?
Yes, but I don't know what type of reaction I'll have depending on where we think this
I mean, that is
whatever is at.
Yes. It is not my preference, but that is a for sure way to locate it again. And then whoever is going to free this wolf can descend into the water while the others get Narcissa away from it. While some of the others wait for whatever trap we're leading it to.
The best would be to take it to the water's edge and have something ready for it.
Well, we do have traps that may be in the wagon that might slow it down. Give you a moment to get some of these, get a shot of silver into it. In any case, it does sound like we need to return to the village and to Wiki.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'll begin preparing the boat
Very
to
well.
return
The long way.
the long way.
Understood. If you're going to return the long way, I don't think a roll is required. You guys can all get into the water, or get into the boat upon the water. As you row across, the moon begins getting a little lower in the sky. So if you are going to try to do this tonight, you will need to move somewhat quickly once you get to the far side. However, everyone may gain another power back, because it does take an hour across the water.
And I am, for warmth reasons, sitting very close to Siobhan.
Oh, and I for also just for purely warmth reasons, I'm clinging quite tightly to Elodie.
Understood.
Because when you share body heat, it helps you.
It's just practical. It's
Sure.
it's just practical.
Sure.
It's just practical.
Well, Hank and Narcissa and Freya and Karn all have body heat. Do you guys not want to?
No,
Okay.
it's not the same.
If
It's
you
a
want to
different
work
kind of
up,
body heat.
if you want to work up some energy, if you want to take a turn rowing,
No,
the exertion
no,
would also.
no, thank you. No,
warm
thank
me
you.
up.
Yeah,
I don't.
speaking of,
no.
yeah, I'm not cold at all.
Do you see these? This is. I don't.
Oh, I've got
Your hands? I also
I've got
have
some-
hands.
I've got some lotion for you. I'll take
Oh
them
no,
on
they're
can.
they're actually quite naturally soft and supple.
Oh no, I know, but we can make them more soft.
Oh.
No, I want them softer.
Oh, all right.
Also, we're gonna need to cut your nails. Anyway, so as you guys are rowing across, there is a moment, Narcissa, where you do begin to feel a certain twinge, a certain sort of pull. You're nowhere near as close as you had been, but there is this And Hank notices. Freya, you probably do as well. And Narcissa, if you look over the thing, you do see the creepy child sort of staring up back at you. Just saying, he's near, he's near, he's near, he's near. But not as intensely as when he was like near. So.
Great. Looking over.
Okay. Hank
I
puts
grab Freya.
I'm immediately like bracing for another like tip over situation.
Hank is kind of like he nearly touches your shoulder and doesn't, but he's definitely in a position where were you to start to go over, he'd be like, zink. But if you keep rowing, Karn, kind of in a braced sort of position, that feeling seems to go down. And you guys do make it to the other side, all regaining your power. And with that, you can gather your wagon. And I mean, you didn't even take the wagon down to the water's edge. That's back up in the village, but you can just...
You said it was very close. So
so you guys can head back up to the village. It's been kind of a couple hours at this point. The village is pretty much dead. Very late. Although...
Meaning people are not around?
Yeah, meaning everyone's throats have been ripped out by the werewolves. No, people are not about. The tavern has a couple of lights on, but it seems like Arlene's trying to get everybody out of there. But Wiki's, there is still smoke and light coming from Wiki.
All right, let's go see how our weapons are doing.
Yeah.
Proceed to Wiki's. Lucella, do you need to make some sort of other preparations?
I was gonna say maybe I should go back to my place and start whipping up that magical cocktail.
For sure.
I'll go with Karn to Wiki's.
All right.
And we meet back at the shore. With everything.
Sure. It should take how long?
Maybe if you know what, you could maybe do it in it will take a minimum of like 20 minutes to like brew everything. It would probably take you an hour, but if you roll if your goal is speed, here's actually how this game works. We're all about RP here, but here's the mechanical thing. You're going to have to make a roll to brew this.
Okay.
If you get multiple sets, you can use one of those to also go fast.
Oh, I see.
So that's a time when you're like, I need 2 sets here.
Okay.
I think you should. While everyone's here and you're going to make those decisions, how many doses are you making of Underwater Go Drinky Juice?
2.
2.
Well, yeah.
Understood. Great. So, Elodie.
But yeah, we can meet back at the shore, because even if Karn and I get back early, we can start setting up the trap.
Lovely.
Agreed.
So Elodie's going back. Siobhan, where are you going?
I'm going with Elodie.
Okay.
For practical reasons. I might need help.
Freya and Karn are going to Wiki. Where are you going to go, Narcissa?
I'll go with Freya.
Okay. Hank is going to go to his house to see if he can find any information about his aunt and uncle that will be of use. So he heads.
Finally doing something helpful, Hank.
Wow.
I say as he walks away.
He seems so upset by things. He's like less worried about trying to help your feelings and such. Great.
Oh, God damn it.
All right.
Where did you go?
So let's do, we'll do evens, wiki, odds. Elodie. Elodie, you and Siobhan go to your shop.
All right. I would like to just cautiously open the door because, and you know.
Make a luck roll. Using your vitality, that's 5 dice for you.
Okay. that would be another set of ones. So that's new moon.
New moon. Great. With a lot of sort of reflection and control, you realize whatever locking mechanism you had seems to have worked, and you don't see anything amiss inside your very creepy herbalist shop.
Right.
It's just the normal kind of amiss. So, you're going to try to brew this. Okay. To brew this potion, you will have to gather the materials. I will let you kind of do this as a single roll. If you want it to be fast, you will need you'll need 2 sets to make it fast.
Okay.
And you will need a 3.
Okay.
You'll need a 3rd degree somewhere in there. In addition,
Okay.
that the 3rd degree will be to the actual brewing. It will cost you 2 power
Okay.
each per dose that you're making.
Oh, okay. All right.
May I assist her?
I
very
would
good
let
assistant.
I would let you provide up to half of that power for the brewing, and as far as the assistance goes, yes, you can assist her.
I'll gladly donate my power.
All right, you could donate 2 power. So then, if you donate 2 power, Elodie, you can take out 2 power. Let me look at what of your. I actually don't think any of your knowledge is going to be of use here, Siobhan.
Not my bookbinding and repair.
Probably not bookbinding and repair. However, I would definitely let you use your will and your calculate to just like really carefully, make sure that she has everything. So why don't you do that first?
Okay.
Which I think is 4 for you.
That's a pair of full moons.
Full moons. Your passion for helping Elodie,
For helping, yes, that's my
just
passion.
Flurs
That's
with
what
this,
my passion is.
with this wild understanding, and you kind of you rather, as she begins gathering materials and sort of saying some of what she needs, you instinctively kind of can help her, and there's many moments as your newly like overly soft hands kind of touch her fingers.
I have very
as you
deft
both-
fingers.
Yes, I'm sure she can tell.
Like those untouched Victorian child hands.
Yes, I
She has
I
a
have
child, but
perfectly.
Oh no.
in any event, Siobhan, yes,
Like a coal miner.
there we go. So Siobhan, you help. So Elodie, you're going to get a bonus moon die on this roll that you can set to a phase of your choice ahead of time.
Amazing.
So, for your purposes, as you try to do this, and are you trying to do this quickly? Am I right that that's sort of what's going on? Okay, great.
Yes.
You're going to use your will and your folk medicine and your folk magic, so that is 8, and you get a bonus, so you have 9, but actually set one of them to a face of your choice ahead of time. So of those, what you think would be a particularly good thing, either for speed or success.
Okay. I'm going to set it to waxing gibbous.
Ooh, clarity, determination, focus. I like it. I like it. Okay, so you have a 4 on hand. So now roll 8 d8s, and let's see what you come up with.
That's a lot of D8s.
Really is.
Ooh, okay. Well, so
Okay.
I-
Well,
I did.
She's gonna need more D8s.
I did have a pair of 4s, and
you
also
you rolled a pair of 4s.
I rolled a pair.
So that's-
no, I'm sorry. I rolled 1 4, so now I have.
Okay, you
one
have a pair of 4s.
4. And I have 2 sets of 8. So waning crescent.
You have 2 sets. You
4?
have 4 total.
I'm sorry, 4 in total. Yes,
You have 4 waning crescents.
I have 4 8s.
You have 4 8s and 2 4s.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, and 2 6s. I thought one was a 9 because I'm dyslexic.
If you'd rolled the 9 on your D8, I'd be very impressed. So just to wait a second. You have 3 sets total. You
Yes.
have waning gibbous, you have waxing gibbous, waning gibbous, and waning crescent. And the waning crescent
Yes.
is 4th degree?
Mm-hmm.
If that's 8, then yes.
Okay. Congratulations.
It's like a ghost moment where my hands are
Yes.
like
That ghost.
Yeah.
Unchained Melody is
Hello?
playing in the background.
a
As I'm trying to grind something and you're like,
Oh
no,
my
no, no,
God.
no, no. With a mortar and pestle, you're like, no, do it like this.
God.
Like this.
And then Elodie starts and then Siobhan starts protecting a roadhouse. As Unchained Melody keeps playing.
Uh-huh.
So, Elodie.
Oh! More like Unchained Elodie. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Pierce.
As Unchained Elodie begins to play. Unchained Elodie. Golly.
Mhm, she is unchained.
Also, something about American Werewolf in London, just like and like playing some '60s. So just what an '80s thing to play a '60s song. Am I right? So in any case, Elodie.
I love that I thought that I rolled a 9 on a D8 system.
All right. No, you're great. You're great. So Elodie, I assume you actually. I mean, you technically wouldn't have to. You could spend some stuff to do it. I assume you're going to put Waning Crescent into your actual kind of folk magic. You're crafting this herbal potion. Okay.
Because of the experience.
So you do it great. You do amazing. Which of the would you like to use your waxing gibbous or your waning gibbous on the time?
I think. I'm sorry.
I think you had waxing or waning were your two options there.
Yeah.
Of gibbices.
I will do. I'm sorry, and this is for what?
This is for speed. For moving
Okay,
quickly.
then 4 wax and gibbous.
Wax and give us clarity. So basically, with incredible focus and determination, and absolutely like serene maturity of like you were so in your element, Siobhan's even softer hands are like really like centering you.
There's
making
just
this-
some sort of like spark.
There's
in
an
the
electric
air.
energy. I'm going to use your final set of your waning gibbous, your assertion, gratitude, and perspective. Is how attractive you are while doing it. And the answer is very attractive. Siobhan.
Exceptionally. Yeah.
So there you
Thank
go.
you. Well,
Because I don't know if it's sometimes when people are competent at things, it can be mildly attractive. So, the point being, Elodie,
yes.
you create these drafts of this potion. You believe they probably are actually more going to last for 30 minutes
Oh,
rather than
Okay.
simply 15, since you sort of exceeded the edges of this stuff, and you've like they're cooling, so you probably wouldn't want anyone to drink them now, but they've brewed long enough, and now you're putting them into bottles. You haven't stoppered them, but you now after half an hour, you have 2 warm. I don't, even with that roll, I don't think it's gonna taste very good, but
that's fine.
there's a lot of like
I wasn't focusing on that. Had I been, it would have.
Yeah.
But we're here.
Here's the thing, no,
speeding
it there's going to be a very there's like a very like briny you've put in a lot of like fish sacks, there's a lot of like fish guts in here, because apparently drawing on that gives the air, as well as some kind of ground up feathers and things, because that is a symbol of that element. Listen, guys, herbalism's weird. But meanwhile, speaking of not herbalism, Karn, Freya, and Narcissa are at Wiki's.
Hello, Wiki.
Hey.
We just seem to have located our prey. We're hoping that you were finished.
The bullets are cooling. She points to like just a little mold. There's some silver that has been wrapped around a sturdier sort of material. She will tell you, however, plating a knife is going to take some time, but it's not. I'm not far. What are you? You guys in some kind of hurry?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
You have my knife?
Trying to take care of it by night,
Do you have my knife?
by like sunrise.
She's looking at you, Freya.
My knife?
My knife, the one I loaned you.
Yeah, it's right here.
Is it? Make a luck roll. You went in the water.
Oh. Fuck. Just a luck?
Just a luck. But you know what
Oh.
though? We'll add your knife fighting to it. Because that's how you would have stored the knife. So you'll get a total of 5.
I was gonna be like, rude. I do have a match.
Okay.
I have one, and it's a waxing crescent.
Waxing crescent. Okay. That's a. As it happens, you kind of like you reach down and you're like, whoa, and you feel that like it's kind of like it's like really towards the top of your belt, like, oh yeah, that could have gone out.
Yeah, that could have gone out.
But if you hand it back to her, she'll say, it's wet.
Yeah.
You're all, oh boy. She kind of just puts it to the side. She kind of puts it under something so Karn can't get a good look at it. But she, you recall this from last time, Karn. You noticed her dagger was a bit whatever. But she tells you, I mean, I'll phrase it like this. You know, I'd love to let this temper for a while and maybe even put another coat on in the morning. But if you're trying to harm something that is harmed by silver, this'll do it now. I don't know how much. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't use this for years and years, but you know, puts it in water. That's the sound of it in water. Sort of sets it aside. Give it a bit, but so you found this thing?
We believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
But thank you. We'll take what we can get at this point.
Wookie, you are more knowledgeable in the old ways than I am.
Yes, Karn,
Is there-
I'd say that's the case.
I'm starting to encounter a lot of things that I wasn't entirely sure existed. Seem to be rather grounded in reality. So, if there's anything that you think of from those old rituals or old powers that could aid in something like this,
Just don't get bit. If this is what I think you're after, and there's one of those stalking around, just don't get bit.
well, all right.
She looks at Freya.
What happens if we get bit? Can we survive? Do we die?
Well, typically if you're bit to kill. The creature's hunting you, so the bite is intended to be faithful. It's intended to bring you down. But if you do live, you'll survive, but the hunt didn't claim you, so now you're a part of the hunt. A different part of the hunt, a stronger part. Some of us who practice the old ways, you know, we know stories of the great hunt and those who lead it. We know stories of those who seek to be the best hunters they can be. But you have to remember that a hunter doesn't, a true hunter, a true predator, It's not here to have the goals you might have. A true hunter isn't hunting to provide, or even for the thrill. It's not hunting to prove something to itself. That's why people hunt. The ones in the sky, the ones who join them like this. They're hunting because they're hunters. They destroy because they're destroyers. That's all there is to it.
And they're part of this grand hunt.
In a way, I'm not an expert, but they come from it. They're connected to it. I don't think they heed the call, unless, as some of the old ways say, that the full moon, that's the call of the master.
I was curious about that. If you mentioned them and a master of the hunt and them searching after...
She looks up as you say that name. Yes, the master.
Is there a way to... If this is such a remarkable predator, a remarkable thing to hunt that we're going to be contesting with, is there a way to summon them to hunt it?
Summon them to hunt this thing? No, there.
Is there a way to have them help us? Maybe
Oh, no.
connect with them?
No, my dear. What does every hunt have? What does every true hunt have? You have horses. You have riders.
We're the foxes.
But
Or the dogs, rather.
they're the dogs. They're the hounds.
It's
I don't-
appeared to me twice.
The wolf. Is it Stein? The old man?
No. I mean, what I to believe the master hunter.
Oh, you don't mean the wolf. I don't know that you
I actually mean both. What do you know?
that there's
If
a
we're
lot of-
gonna go out and kill this thing, and if it's appeared to me, and it can help us in some way to stop my sister from getting haunted for us to save this village, you have to tell me what you know. No more whispered answers.
Wiki kind of, rubs her forehead for a moment. If the master is looking at you, I think he knows about the knife. I think he's wondering why you haven't pledged. If the wolf is looking at you, it's... Was he a wolf or a man when he looked at you?
A wolf.
Then he sees something familiar. You're a hunter, but you're not a part of the hunt, Freya. And for you to join the hunt, you have to give up a lot of things. I'm worried. You understand what it is that a werewolf hunts, right?
It hunts to kill, as any predator does.
But it must destroy that which it loves the most. That is what it is driven to do. The werewolf hunts the things it loves, because there is no greater prey than that.
Then what does your great hunt look for? And how do I pledge if I wanted to pledge? Would killing this wolf do that? Would they be able to assist me if I pledge to them?
If you wish to pledge to them, I can tell you how. She's really looking at Karn like unexpectedly.
Don't worry about him. I just say, don't worry about him.
But
we're talking.
I don't. You've been using the knife a long time. I don't know what debts they'll already think are owed. You have to give up everything.
Will they help us?
You won't have anything to fear from the wolf if you join the hunt. But you'll then be at the service of the hunt and not the other way around. Do you understand, Freya? You've been independent. You do what you want to do. I still don't know if your father was pledged or if he just stole that dagger, but this wasn't. That's not how it works. You'd be giving up a lot, but I can tell you how to pledge if that's really what you want. Part of me thinks it might protect you, and perhaps by extension those around you, because you with that knife.
If I have this knife, will the wolf hurt me?
The wolf will hurt anything put in front of it. But if he loves
it hasn't hurt me twice
so
while holding this knife.
You've been up against it. You fought it.
Not fight, but been in front of it.
Don't let it bite you. If you care for your sister, don't let it bite you. And if it does, destroy yourself before you transform.
If I pledge myself to the hunt, will I be able to kill the wolf? Or will I be connected to it and be unable to kill it?
You'll have to ask. But if you want to pledge yourself to the hunt, I can tell you how.
Tell me how.
Take that dagger. Go into the woods. Say the words I told you on it. Then, cut yourself deep. They'll be on you soon.
I just nod to her and I turn around and I just wait patiently for the bullets and everything else.
She'll say, if you're not using them immediately, they'll be hardened within under an hour or so. Go ahead.
We have to set a trap anyway.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, Wiki. As we sort of start to make our way back towards the wagon where the traps are.
Yeah.
Freya, I don't know that it appears that there are several roads before you. I don't think they're all the same road. But clearly there are several things converging on you. One is this hunt. One is the wolf? And when is your connection to your sister? And I think to pick one is to choose it over the others. Again, I'm sort of just gathering off of this, but it seems like, just from observation, the last people that embraced the wolf were bound in some sort of way that took them away from everything in their life. It seems that our Lady in Light made some sort of bargain that bound them in some way. And it seems that joining the hunt binds you in another way. Also, I'm not entirely certain whose aid we need or want in all of this as well. Again, your choices are your own. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But I don't know what is... I don't know who has good intentions here. And who is trying to trick us.
That's why I plan not to make a choice until it is presented to me. Because as of right now, there is only one clear choice. And unless I need to use one of the other ones, then I will make my decision. But right now, my decision is her. And I point to Narcissa.
Really hoping you were just like pointing at some random person at the time.
Yeah.
Lars's wife with like 9
That
kids.
lady. Oh, sorry.
She's
not her.
somehow
Olivia.
awake right now.
She's got 9 kids. She's never sleeping.
Yeah. Well, I will say at this point, you guys are gathering stuff from the wagon. Elodie and Siobhan, you are probably leaving the shop. Hank is also stepping out, kind of returning from where he lives, looking very sort of shaken and sort of confused. As you all gather back at the shore, you said that's where you're going to meet.
Is Hank obviously shaken? Like,
He looks pretty shook up. Yeah, he's not. It's not a hidden thing.
then I will say, Hank, are you doing all right?
I found a journal.
Whose journal?
My aunt.
Can I see it?
He hands it to you.
Can I flip through and read? Well, actually, first I'll ask, was there anything that jumped out at you? Or...
The wolf is my uncle. My aunt killed Stein, but he'd already turned my uncle a month before. Stein continued. Stein killed most of his family. My aunt didn't realize my uncle had been turned. They went to the mansion. He transformed. She tried to lock him below. She didn't know the kids were...
Oh, Hank. Your bloodline.
No. But Stein was the wolf. And he passed the curse to my uncle, to Peter, so it's still alive because he's still alive. My aunt killed the rest, but she couldn't kill him, so she chained him and put him in the lake.
Can I flip through and see if it explains how she, like, got him down there?
Absolutely. Yeah, yes. She in my little thing I wrote in my little notes for myself, she defeated Siegfried and Peter using badass moves.
Brilliant.
So
That's all it
apparently
needs. That's the best way to describe anything. It's just badass moves.
she did really cool. But when she
Lots
sort
of parkour. Lots of parkour.
She'd cut Pater several times with that axe, but decided she couldn't kill him. There was a lot of silver in the Siegfried house, so she lashed him in silver chain and took him to the water. And he begged her to kill him, but she couldn't do it. So she threw
And
him.
I'm sorry, just to be clear, Hank is blood related to the person who is
No.
currently the wolf, or no? Okay, so
No,
his
they are
aunt-
not his aunt and uncle. In fact,
Oh, that's right.
ooh,
Okay.
that's interesting though.
I just get confused.
He's reading at the end of this. You also are clearly going to the end to find out this stuff, so fair enough.
Yeah.
There might be information at the beginning people might want to read at some point, but it's really not pressing for now. You can read it now if you want to, but you're
I mean, I've been flipping through, so if you
okay.
if
Then
catch-
go ahead and
And just quick question: this is happening like at the shoreline where we're all gathered.
yeah. This is at the shoreline.
I am being discreet about it.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Elodie,
Yeah.
make a just give me an intellect and luck 4.
Okay.
4 dice.
That is 3. Yes, 3 7s.
3 7s on 4 dice?
Yes.
Holy balls.
Wow.
All right. Well, that's an understanding is the best thing you could roll for reading something. So, you get the big picture very easily. You learn 2 major things. 1. She and Pater, her name's Yana, the aunt, by the way. They came from another place. They came from another Dreadland. They are what's called the Balkan Riders, or the Buck Riders. They seemed to have ridden on giant goats who could pass through the mist. Giant flying goats. This is real folklore stuff, not making it up. When they got here, their giant flying goats got ripped to shreds by Siegfried the werewolf. So they were like, well, shit. They started living with this family. There was a little boy named Hank. Everyone was like, his mother is a insert all the terms they use for women who have children out of wedlock. They decided to decided to do what they could about that. We're stuck here. Pater died. She couldn't kill him. The end of this stuff, however. Make a luck roll. Make a luck with, it'll just be your luck plus, this is not going to be a super high chance. Throw on your folklore. Just give me 3 dice.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
1, 2, and 4.
The last thing she writes about is how she's going to go below the waves to finally finish Pater. It's the last thing she says.
And are you relaying this to us, Elodie?
No. This is just between me and Hank. Well, this ain't my family history. I'll let you decide if you want to tell the others.
If you think it'll be helpful, then I think we should. They're not really my family. She gave me this axe, though, before she left.
I will then return to the group and relay the information.
Well, that's sort of a relief in some ways. It means that there isn't something particularly special about this creature. It should be able to be killed the same way the fish creature was.
Well, sorry, just backtracking
Yeah.
a little. Hank's axe has silver in it, right?
Hank's axe is like Hank's axe
Hank's axe
is seriously silvered in a way that is probably beyond Wiki's ability to make. He's like Hank's axe is probably a silvered +1. There's
Okay.
multiple
And
levels of shenanigans on his axe.
And she did use that to try to kill her husband.
She couldn't do it. She probably struck him with it a couple times, but couldn't kill him.
Oh.
So instead, she
I
tied
didn't
him
know
up.
It was like she emotionally.
Just couldn't bring herself to do it. Who she could kill, we'll say this was it there, was one of Siegfried's daughters who she saw had been bit. And she just...
Okay.
The girl right in the neck.
Okay.
Yeah? As in, ghost you saw?
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Creepy.
Just making sure that's...
Okay.
The screaming ghost with no
connection.
voice, that was the...
Yes.
You get it.
Yes.
Cool. So, in any case, that is the intel you have.
Wait. That was his daughter-in-law.
No, that was
right?
his daughter. That was a sister, not that was not Ziggy's wife. That was his sister, who you guys saw.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I see.
A
Okay.
reasonable assumption, but yeah. You guys were beating a hasty retreat out of there. Nah, it's fine. Yes, that was specifically that was Lorraine Stein.
But she tied him up, so he's
No, that was the mother
right.
or the wife.
Yana,
Well-
the so-called aunt, tied up. Yeah, she killed Lorraine, couldn't kill Pater, so she, yeah, and I think the other kids were all just killed. So
then, based off of what we now know, and what Wiki told us about the nature of these beasts, and that they are driven to kill that which is the most important to them, I'm not certain which will be the bigger draw for this creature. Hank, or perhaps the unfinished entity that lives in Narcissa.
Wait a minute. Who kills that? What they love the most? We weren't there.
Right. That's what I'm sorry.
oh, you then explained that to them. Okay.
So that is sort of the cost of these creatures, apparently, beyond just the uncontrollable hunting nature of them, is also that they are driven to kill what they love the most.
Well, that adds another layer, doesn't it? All
Certainly.
right. So then,
So I'm just not certain who is the best draw to the shore
right.
for this creature.
Was there any indication in the book who would be that person?
Hank is probably your best bet. Those children he killed, those were Ziggy's kids. So those weren't. That was just him like, oh cool, snacks. That wasn't like an excited thing.
Okay.
He really wanted to kill Yana, but couldn't because
Yeah.
she had badass moves.
But Hank
They'll
would be
save
the-
you every time. They'll save you every
I
time.
feel like I'd be pretty confident, especially because Hank also has a souvenir, right?
True.
Hank
Saying
has
the
Yana's
axe might
axe, that's
be a draw
So you want
as well.
So he'll chase me. I mean, all right. And if he gets close, I try to kill him.
Yeah.
Yes, I think if he gets close to any of us, that's the goal
Well,
here.
he kind of.
The question is, though, I guess perhaps then, Hank, we leave you on the shore? I'm not certain. Or if we should bring you there, out into the water with us.
If you're trying to get him to come to a specific place in the shore, you'd want him chasing me, right?
Yes, that's sort of what I'm thinking, is that you need to be in the boat as we try to get it to shore.
Okay. All right.
You have to get it unchained first.
Right.
So two
Oh,
of
by the
us.
way,
Oh, excellent. So
Someone
two of us.
has to go down and also antagonize the wolf or distract it to unchain it to then chase Hank into a trap for us to kill it.
Yes.
well, what if we took Hank's
And-
shirt, for example, put it on a lure, like a lure,
He's never seen me wear this shirt. I got this after my uncle was. I thought he was
but it would smell like you.
So
in the water. Maybe.
Maybe I don't know. I would.
Okay.
There's
maybe.
a wolf underneath the water.
You're right,
Stranger
yeah,
things are
maybe.
happening
So
than it being able to smell.
Okay.
Freya, I
How
think
are
we
we
need
going
you
to
in a
break those
position.
chains?
Well, I don't know exactly if they're how bound it is, or if it's simply just the fact that the silver holds it. But if I were to lay out my plan, feel free to disagree with this along the way. But it would make sense to me, Freya, that you were on the shore here waiting to fire shots at it as soon as it falls into whatever traps we have laid on the shore. That Hank would come out in the boat to be something to draw it out there. But I don't know that we can risk that bait going down there and antagonizing it to that degree initially. I'm one of the more able swimmers I think we have. So I would be one of the people, one of the candidates to go down there.
I think it would be wise to do a scouting mission, see how it's chained up, take our resources to cut those chains, and have you go down first. See if you can figure out what's going on without getting bit or clawed at. And then we proceed with the plan. These will last for 30 minutes, I reckon. I did a really great job. You know why? I had amazing help.
Well, that's good. That should give us plenty of time to work. Then.
She did. It was amazing.
We have a moment.
I
You've
wouldn't
been having a
kill.
lot of those lately.
I would. I wouldn't kill you.
I would never kill you either.
Hmm.
You're much too good a helper to Anyway,
blushing.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know that none of you carry murderous intent, and I don't have to worry about that. The real question here is you, Narcissa. Because I'm fairly confident I can get back to that area of the lake, though it's not 100%, but I know that being out there is detrimental to you. I don't think we should all go out there.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. No.
I
Okay.
would volunteer to stay back. Or
As
on the
do
shore
I.
with
Sort of
yeah.
expected.
Yes.
It's sort of the
Don't want
matter
to wait
of-
down the boat.
So then, in theory, Narcissa would be you and Hank in the boat while I go down. If you would rather stay here. Again, I'm fairly certain I can find it.
Are you certain you could find it without me locating it
No,
near
that's-
the lake, though?
Not
That makes
not completely, but rather, sure.
That's why it would be Hank, you, and Karn in the boat.
I think I have to
Yeah.
go on the boat. I don't have a choice.
So Freya, Siobhan, and Elodie on the shore. Karn, Narcissa, and Hank in the boat, with Karn being the only person going over into the water alone. To first do a recon mission, and then based on that,
When you hear
maybe
that
even-
tone of voice,
maybe
it
even-
makes me think that
No. I'm
maybe
just
this is
understanding. So basically, the idea is Karn. You have two bottles, so Karn will drink one bottle, go down to a recon
Yes.
mission, and maybe can then go down to it. But theoretically, Karn might drink both bottles over the course of however much time.
Theoretically possible, yeah.
Okay,
Before
I love it.
Narcissa gets in the boat, though,
Mm.
I'll go up to her and I'll reach out to like touch her upper arm, but then not touch it. And then I'll look at Hank and say, if she doesn't come back with you, I'm killing you. And then I turn around.
If she doesn't come back, I'll already be dead.
That's romantic. That Hank. He's not only is he a great hunter,
But it also
he's
might be
also
more
a great guy.
pragmatic.
He
I
would
think
be
we might all have been
amazing
devoured
partner.
by the wolf if that happens. Narcissa, would you allow me, if you would like, I have brought some rope. I might be able to sort of tie you to the chair and to the seat in a way that might keep you from falling off the boat.
I love this plan.
I'll show you how to untie it, should something go awry. But I'm concerned that if we get too close,
You have a safe word, Karn?
Oh,
I don't understand the question.
That's
What's your safe word, Siobhan?
tell you later.
I am so waiting for the horror trope where you go off into the woods and leave
Yep.
Freya alone,
Yep.
waiting for this werewolf to come back.
I really hope it
Scratching.
happens
Oh
too.
boy. Well,
Remind
in
me
that
again,
case-
GM.
Yeah.
Remind me again. When I asked that horrible Trixie apparition,
the coolest character
Um,
that's ever been. Yeah.
the worst
yeah.
character ever.
Yeah.
How do we get out? What was her response again?
She said that's the right question. And I will say that you understood enough that it has to do with the mist. It has to do with, there are certain. It seems like there are certain things one can do to pass through those mists.
But she didn't give any, like, nothing regarding.
No, she at the beginning of this
good.
episode she turned into another thing.
Yeah, not very helpful.
It's too bad this feels like it's a final episode.
This has real final beat vibes. Yeah, yeah. You and
I
and-
look at
Means you should hold nothing back, Siobhan.
That's true.
Final
I
episode.
won't.
Yes, Narcissa.
I look at Hank, and then I could like loudly whisper, "This happens all the time. Don't pay them any attention."
Okay, thank you. He is more uncomfortable now, obviously.
Yep.
So,
As we are basically, I'm starting to row the boat. I will just sort of like see Freya getting into position. I will just sort of give her like just a terse nod, and then begin to row our way out.
All right, cool. Well, you have so basically you have Narcissa serving as a sort of like Odysseus tied to the mast, you know,
Kinda.
without any wax in the ears. It doesn't take long. You know where you're going for Narcissa to start to feel a little woozy, and for Narcissa to sort of start freaking out, and you have this feeling of he's here, and you're able to kind of get the rowboat to the right area, Karn.
Okay.
I'm gonna say at this point, between the planning, the prep, everyone gain 1 more power.
You'll need it.
Love it. All right.
Great.
Feeling better than I remember when we started today.
Cool.
Me too. I'm almost back at full power.
Hooray! All right, so Karn, you have 2 bottles.
Yeah.
You have 2 bottles of breathe underwater juice.
I'm gonna hand one to Hank,
Okay.
just so I don't lose it,
Okay.
in case anything goes wrong down there. And I'll drink the other, and I'll say, maybe just keep this on the edge where she feels uncomfortable. Don't take it all the way in where she will get sick. And I'll chug it and like just fall backwards into the water.
All right. Karn.
Scuba diver.
The drink is disgusting. It tastes like it tastes like you're breathing fish. Like, you know how when you like water gets in your nose? It tastes like that, but it's like fish guts. And it's just like, you know, it's so briny and like, but like not salty enough. It's just awful. You
Oh, you know what I just thought of? Orbits. You just described Orbits.
Orbit's gum?
No, there was
no.
a drink called
Zorbs.
Orbits that had Zorbs, sorry.
Zorbs.
That had like little like gelatinous bubble balls that floated in it. It was a clear drink.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Well,
Nasty.
The cool kids in 2nd grade had that.
well, everything about this
That
is
and Canadian Mist.
I do. Well, Karn, there's a very upsetting sensation as you hit the water and breathe in, or kind of like, you know, you hold your breath and like there's like the water that's going into your nose is kind of like, it's like staying there and kind of fizzing, almost like turning itself into like making this kind of like it's basically like it's like a head on a beer is like in your nose, preventing like turning the water just into oxygen so that
So
your
basically-
lungs. Yeah.
So basically, like if you drink soda and you like laugh and it comes out your nose and there's just that burning from all of that, that's just constantly happening as it's turning into gas going in.
Exactly.
Cool. Cool. Tight.
So you feel this like this kind of like hydrogen peroxide just buzz throughout your whole thing, but you're going to swim down. So I need you to do two things. One, you're going to make a physicality roll. I'll let you do tracking on this, and I'll even let you throw in Blue Moon Geography. But I'm gonna have you do half of your dice on that because it is underwater. So that'll be 6 total. This is for the pure swim of it.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so that's 2 pair.
Ooh.
A pair of first quarter and a pair of third quarter. So let's go with first quarter being the dominant there.
All right, first quarter is the swimming. Would you like to use your third quarter for any other sort of quality of this swim, in other words? So your first quarter is going to be your very decisive kind of just like, swimming well, but you also have, at 6, you have assertion, graduate perspective.
No, 7.
7.
Third
Okay,
quarter.
cool.
Then I would say maybe use the understanding as part of my swimming to basically make sure that I kind of keep my bearings since I'm underwater and it's night.
Sounds good. We will say that you are very confident both in the strength of your swimming and your general position. You understand you're kind of not overdoing it. I want you to now make a look roll using your vitality. That is also 6 for you as it happens. But be aware, you've already rolled, it's fine. You are going to need a 3rd degree success because it is so dark. The light from the moon barely shines down here.
All right, then we will spend 4 power.
Oh boy.
And to use my righteous devotion.
Yep.
To turn one of these die into a 5 so that I have 3 full moon.
Wonderful. 3 full moon, and that's a pretty damn good thing to roll here on a full moon in this sort of wild dive down. You swim, and you're careful and you're cautious, and your eyes strike, but then the clouds part almost as if on cue. And though it is sort of faint and lapping, you see silvery reflections about 40 feet below kind of where you are. And there is a form amidst them.
I will swim towards it.
You see the light reflected in these 2 kind of yellow-tinged eyes of this, but it's beyond that, though. It's just black. The light is just absorbed in the dark, wet fur as this thing, which is sort of seems to be not straining against these chains, but kind of up a bit, just looking at you as you come down. How close do you get?
I would like to swim in front of it, but stay just out of like an arm's reach.
Perfect.
From that distance, can I kind of get a sense of how these chains are binding it? Is it just sort of wrapped in them? Or are they attached to anything? Is it locked up?
There are manacles on its wrists. There is also a heavy weight to which the chains are attached.
Okay.
Actually, I say manacles. Would she have had silver manacles? Hold on. Nah, it's just wrapped like the wrists are sort of like tied amidst this.
Sure. Okay.
I'll say no roll required based on what you know. You have a suspicion that the werewolf cannot be like gripping, like the werewolf can probably like reach away and do things here or there, but it couldn't actually couldn't like handle pulling the silver off of it. The fact that it's wrapped in the silver is already painful. One thing you do notice, no bubbles. Bubbles are kind of still popping up from your clothing, even as you breathe out and like stuff is, but there's not a bubble on this thing. As if there hasn't been air here for a long time.
Okay, I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
I'm going to basically like motion, trying to point to the chains on it, and then sort of mime taking them off and point to the surface, and see if there's any sort of understanding from it.
It moves its hands sort of towards you.
Then I will begin to sort of approach it, swim closer, and try to begin unraveling the chains from it.
Understood. You're very
I
close
reach
to it.
down and interlace my fingers with Elodie's.
Somewhere.
I know, I know we did not specify where things went, but if I were going underwater to this thing, I assume I took the silvered dagger with me.
We didn't say where
Freya-
the silver dagger, but Freya has bullets,
Freya
I
has-
suppose.
yeah.
And Hank has the axe, so you want the dagger, that's fine. The wolf.
Yeah, that's fine because I'll just be on the shore, making sure like the trap is set up, whatever, and just
Yeah.
be giving as much space to Elodie and Siobhan as possible. And especially as I look up and see their hands, I just like, and then I just go find a place to perch with my gun and like making bullets, but just give them as much birth as possible.
I squeeze Siobhan's hand.
Hold on.
And I say, I feel like my throat is tight.
Could be allergies there. I might have something to loosen your throat. I mean, to soothe your throat. Here, I'll give her like a lozenge of honey and lavender lozenge.
Yeah.
But then, as I'm handing it to her, I'll make eye contact with her and hold her hand with the lozenge between our hand for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to cut away to the werewolf stuff, or we?
No.
I can keep going. I can do this all night. But
I mean, so can Elodie.
I'm just waiting for the Dreadmaster.
I know.
Actually, no. Carry on a moment.
Oh, no, I'll say I'm sorry. I didn't want to make your hand all sticky or anything.
No, it's fine. Sticky's fine.
I cough.
Freya's like, oh my god. Okay, Hunt, come take me, Hunt.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna go into that woods if they don't. Well, I will pipe up and just go, if you guys want to walk that perimeter over there, I got this side.
Well, I don't think we should necessarily separate from you. All things considered.
No, I could still see you over there. I'm just saying the perimeter over there could also be watched away
All right.
from me. If you wanted that
Well-
kind of
Well, I mean, I would love to.
All right.
I know you're friends with my sister, but I've always respected you. And I'm trying to respect your privacy if you wanted to go watch that perimeter.
Well, you know,
Because
we're also
I
trying
have
not
this
to die here. I would like to continue to live to
Yeah, and I will
continue to
make
have
sure
this
you live.
very special friendship that we have because we're friends.
Yeah, if you guys want to walk that way, that's fine. Like, go. I got this side. You guys should maybe just watch. Make sure everything's cool on that side. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
We
I'll
all
start-
might die tonight.
Yeah, we all
be
might die
nice
tonight.
To just,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do a ritual.
I just go ahead and
actually.
I just start tugging her arm.
I will follow.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm gonna cut now to Narcissa and Hank on the boat.
Oh, to the actual plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
What? That's still the plot? What are you?
Hank, as Narcissa, I'd actually like for you to roll for me. Let's do will and insight. It's 5 d8s for you.
I have one match, and that is first quarter.
First quarter. First quarter is decisiveness, action, accomplishment. I'm actually going to say that though you are suffering because of the proximity of the monster, you are able to sort of kind of take over from the ghost for a bit. You can, Hank is kind of watching you and just looking over the side, but you have some presence of mind. If you want to say anything or do anything. Not that you have to, just you have the option on account of what you rolled.
Sure, why not? I look at Hank and I'm like breathing really heavily.
Okay. Are you okay?
Do you think we're gonna make it?
I think you're gonna make it. He's got his axe in his hand and he's just like, no joking, no anything. Then he'll say, I'm actually gonna roll to see how well he can articulate this. Actually, no. No matches. He kind of says, you'll make it, and then he says, I like the words when you talk. Then he just looks back in the water. Okay. For our viewers at home in our Zoom chat, someone who will remain nameless just said, everyone should kiss. And then Millie said, I'll kiss my gun for good luck. Oh no. Alright. So. Oh god. Okay.
Lay it on me, Philip.
Okay, so do you say anything in response to that awkward comment from Hank? He likes the words when you talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach over and grab Hank's hand.
Hank takes your hand. He really smiles at that. So he's thought of a lot. He doesn't lean in for a kiss or anything. He's definitely nowhere near that cool or presumptuous or anything. But in this calm moment you have, the ghost surges at you again. And you can feel it's coming. And then you and Hank hear a next to you in the water. And though it's hard to see in the moonlight, the distinctive red spreading of blood and viscera is there. A hand is here, maybe a foot there, but some larger section of Karn does float to the top. Karn, I'll say, if you want to try to say anything in these last moments, you may. I'm sorry, I was giving you a heads up on this and I never sent it. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. No. I have nothing left to say.
Oh no.
Karn's just dead?
Karn's gone.
It's a horror movie.
He's just in pieces?
Just shredded and ripped. And Narcissa is freaking out and saying he's coming. And Hank sees that and sees Karn and kind of like, Karn, we can say you have like a dying moment in the water. But at this point, with Narcissa freaking out, Hank will grab the oars and start rowing. So, Elodie and Siobhan. Go ahead, Karn.
If there's enough of me,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do we?
I just want to try
Hold
to
on
start
with me.
paddling.
Karn?
If there's enough of me, I just want to start paddling towards the mist because I would like to answer that question before I go.
Understood.
I know I'm not gonna make it.
Karn, as you...
Did we lose the knife? We lost the silver dagger?
Better not miss with your shot.
Ooh, hey. Actually, Pierce, do one last thing for me. Give me a luck.
Shouldn't be luck for me because I don't have any.
Oh. Well, it's a luck nonetheless. Give me a luck with your brawling. Just roll 3.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
We went to go get this silver dagger made and now it's just gone? Maybe he wounded him.
Bullet.
Maybe
No
he
matches.
wounded him.
No matches. Yeah, the silver dagger does not float up. In fact,
It's in the other hand, not the one that floated to the surface.
the well, it sort of you took a swipe at the wolf, and the thing is, maybe there was a cut back to this. I think it's kind of fun. Oh no, we'll cut down, and the wolf is like surging up. See, the wolf had to destroy the thing that was freeing him. He loved the possibility of freedom. He couldn't resist. He had to rip the guy apart. So when Karn got close enough, he did, and there were some rolls done privately in chat. But upon doing so, he still wasn't free, and he swam up, kind of trying to exchange. And then the knife that Karn had out floated down and sort of like severed the last connection. And the wolf was then able to get free and swam up. So we'll say that happens.
Damn.
However, some good news for you is that Hank rolled 3 7s to row his heart out. And I'm even going to I'm going to spend some of Hank's power to make one of his other dice another 7 so that he has 4. Just so I'm going to spend 5 of his power to do that, just so that we can, give you guys a fighting chance here. Yeah, go ahead, Elodie.
Sorry, do we see the boat coming toward us?
You and Siobhan don't. You guys have gone to get some privacy.
Yeah, aren't you guys in the...
So what's
The woods now?
So what's happening
You know?
over there, you guys?
Steamy stuff.
You know what? I will. Okay. So
fine.
she's leading me through the woods,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
I will. Like, since there's tension on my arm, I'll like pull back and like bring her around to face me
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Well, I figure we might not make it through this night, so I might as well." And she'll pull her in and kiss her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a full
Yeah.
absolutely.
Baker Street starts playing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as Elodie and Siobhan give into passion, which in a horror movie is never a bad idea. Freya,
So it's Hail Mary.
you're taking your position. Freya, give me
Yeah.
Are you like hidden somewhere? Like what's your vibe here?
Yeah, so I will watch them walk away and turn my back to them. I did want to give them privacy as
Okay.
out of like we all might die tonight,
Okay. So
and that's what you do.
you're just watching the
And
shore.
so I kind of, so I'm watching the shore, but I'm like, I imagine the trap that I set up was something that I could have hidden in the sand so that like it doesn't look obvious. And then I would have like perched on one of the opposite sides, like maybe in the brush or like a nearby tree where I could just be like perfectly like,
So you're somewhat
ready to
hidden,
go.
ready to shoot when a thing happens. Perfect.
yes. And I have my knife ready to go on my other hand, but like I'm pretty much like ready to go, seeing what
Wonderful.
can happen.
A voice kind of cuts through the darkness next to you. Worthy prey. You look up
I
and you
look around.
kind of see there's this older man in traveling's clothes. Those who were viewing this as a movie recognize him as Crockern. Think you got
Karn
what
told
it
us
takes?
about him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mentioned him.
I think you're an acquaintance of my friend Karn.
I saw him on the road a little bit. You are a hunter.
Yes. You're actually like in my way a little bit. I think you probably want to head back to town.
He kind of
You
just
gotta-
steps. He steps back to the side where he'd first started talking to you. You might only have one shot.
Usually about what we get in this kind of business.
Silver?
I just meant as a hunter in general. But yeah, I hold up my head. How many bullets did I get?
You got 2.
Well,
For how long it takes you to reload, that's as much as you'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes the second time's the charm, but usually it's only about one shot.
So you're a hunter. Better than your father.
My father didn't do much.
No, we didn't.
But when the bullets don't work, I'm praying enough silver is in him. And I can kill him with this.
What are you holding up?
The knife.
Well, it's not really what that knife's for, but
No, but if I need to, it's more of a plan B for myself.
our master's interested in you. You seem to have something impressive about you. They're gonna ride tonight.
No one's ever found me impressive before. Just a mediocre hunter.
You haven't been hunting the right prey. But you have a lot of baggage.
I have a sister.
Well, if you're lucky, she's already dead. Then you have nothing tying you down. You can focus on what really matters.
No, she's alive. She's going to stay alive. And if she doesn't, I sacrifice myself to save her. That's how this works. And that's the promise I made when this knife was given to me.
Wasn't your father's to give you. The
Well, he
promise
had
is
it.
written on it. It's the only promise that matters.
To the hunt to the death.
You say it so callously, cavalier.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I suppose.
I've seen death a lot. The only thing I'm afraid of is not giving my sister the life she deserves. Because I don't deserve it.
Well, I gave it a shot. Good luck.
What do you mean?
He just sort of lights his pipe. Just says, "The hunt is coming tonight. They're riding." They're riding. And he just walks into the forest.
Do I see any sign of the boat?
I'll say at this point, you do.
Do I only see that Hank and Narcissa are on it?
You do.
I stab myself and I say to the hunt to the death.
Oh.
And I promise and I say it with intent to kill that wolf.
You say those words. And you hear a crack of thunder. Distant, but low. Rattling the forest. Elodie and Siobhan, you both feel it too, though you might just think it's emotions or whatever.
I'm too busy enjoying her soft hands.
Well, Narcissa, as you're still kind of like half out of, Hank is rowing fast enough that you're a little bit in it, but you are like all tied up on this boat, and Hank is just like riding to shore as quick as he can. But you both hear thunder breaking the sky above. Behind you, Freya, you hear Crockern going, "Oh, well, all right then." Narcissa, you see it in the water. In the wake of the boat. It's hard to see. But with the thunder, with the clouds passing in some strange kind of shimmer of full moonlight, in the wake of the boat of Hank's frantic rowing, you do see this head kind of rising and bobbing, these two yellow eyes of something, sort of swimming swiftly under the water. The shore is close. Hank is rowing as quick as he can.
I start screaming out, "He's here! He's here!
Understood.
Hurry up!"
So Narcissa, tied to the boat, is screaming that he's here. Freya, I'll say that you hear that. Hank rows the boat ashore.
Hallelujah.
Henkel row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Yeah. He rows the boat ashore. He kind of like pushes against sort of the silt and sand, but obviously the creature is probably sort of right behind you there. Hank is going to actually, he doesn't even leap out. He casts the oars off so the boat's still slightly shifting. He has his axe up. And he is actually just like chopping into the boat. So Freya, you do see Hank raise his axe and swing it down at your sister, but he seems to just be like chopping like the boat so that, she can, so that she could get free. You were waiting, you were watching. So, all you'll have to do here is make a coordination marksmanship roll as this black, yellow-eyed form, just the surf upon it, leaps out of the water.
Yeah.
20 feet. Jaws slavering, mouth open as it is lunging towards your sister, who's sort of
Frank Miller.
sort of tied. He's cutting these stuff, but she's still. I'm gonna say, Narcissa, you still can't even dodge. So this is literally, it's
Great.
biting you, but Freya is going to take a shot. So Freya, you are
This is
rolling
coordination and marksmanship.
coordinated marches. That's 6 dice. You can use any dice ahead of time if you want to, doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh no, yeah, I'm using power. I'm just trying to decide
Or
which
that
power
is,
to
yes.
use. I'll take 2 and get a bonus. So that I have
Okay. You have 7.
So I have 7 dice just to start.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens after that. And then if I have to
Perfect.
take more, I'll take more. But I just want to start off with something.
Perfect.
Now's the time to use it.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Wait, I want to transition one of these dice. I don't like this one. I want this one instead.
Okay.
No, I don't want that one. I want this one. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, 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 okay. I got 2 matches.
Okay. What degree are those matches?
I got a regular just match.
Second degree. Okay.
In the second degree in the first quarter.
Okay.
And I got a waxing crescent to the 3rd degree.
Wax crescent to the 3rd degree. Okay, do you want to spend... So you spent some dice there to get the extra. Are you going to spend any more dice on this contested situation here?
I am going to spend 5 power
Okay.
to change one of my other 2 dice
Mm-hmm.
and make the first quarter to the 3rd degree for accomplishment.
So you have 2 3rd degrees.
So I have, yeah.
Perfect. Your wolf-like friend also has 2 3rd degrees. But I'm giving you sort of initiative here since you were ready, you were waiting, you had this shot. So your 2 3rd degrees will happen before his 2 3rd degrees. So basically, as your shot will go off and your placement of it, trying to like just do whatever you can to prevent your sister being hit. His would have been on this, that. Okay, but okay. So, roll your usual damage for a musket, which is a d12, and then add 2d8 on top of that for the silver bullet.
Okay. I don't know where I didn't grab.
I know
My
you didn't grab a
D12 when I
d12
got
because, of
it.
course, it's
No,
the damage.
I have my first full set, but like I have a full set with me, but I guess I just didn't grab the D12 out of it.
Of course,
so I
of
grabbed
course,
the
of
D12
course. Yeah, no.
and then 2d8.
2d8.
Okay. That's 13.
Oh, man.
And
I know what you're doing here.
as well, I'm gonna shoot, and then like as soon as I get that shot off, I am marching towards the wolf. My mouth is like open. I'm trying to like get my shotgun ready,
Oh,
to get the
no.
second bullet in.
Oh, no.
All that.
That's what
I'm
I
doing.
thought what you were doing is I thought that you were expending your 3rd facet. But I think you're 1 power shy. Because spend 4 power, you can deal all your damage dice on top of it again.
Wait. Okay. I had 11. I think I did math wrong.
Okay.
So I had 11 power.
You had 11.
I spent at 11.
You spent
and I
2.
2, and then I spent 5, so 7. So 11 minus 7 is how much?
4.
4. So you actually do have 4 if you
So
want to
I
use
did
it all.
do math wrong.
You did math wrong if you want to use it all. Because, yeah, you had 11, so you subtracted
Yeah, I'm
2
using it
for
all.
the bonus.
I'm using it
and
all.
5 to 7. Okay, if you want to do that.
If I got it, it's
Okay.
still it's
So
it's
rather
math
than doing
right.
13, you do max addition on top of that, which is 12 plus 8 plus 8, which is 28 plus 13 is 41.
And again, I'm just walking, and I'm like, when you like crank the shotgun open,
Yeah.
I'm like biting like the
Yeah,
flint.
you're trying
I'm
to get the
stuffing
flint
the
out.
next
You're rushing
shot
down.
in, and I'm just marching.
Well, with that and you having 0 power left, great. You take your shot. The wolf is leaping. Now, and that's not even enough to beat your shot that you've taken. It had 2 3s and 1 2. Yeah, I won't.
I love that we rolled the wolf and I rolled the same thing.
Yeah, well, it actually beat you because it has one additional set. It has
Right.
1 second degree
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Tell you what we'll do. Let's make this interesting.
We rolled the same phases, which I think is
As it
interesting.
was sort of falling and going at this phase, Narcissa, I am going to have you, as it's sort of like,
Yeah.
as it gets struck,
Yes.
I am going to have
Yes.
you make a dodge roll
Yes.
to try to not, and you're going to have a penalty on it because you are partially tied up. You may use your coordination, but because of charming escape, you get to use your charm on top of it. So it's coordination plus charm, that is 6. So please roll that, but you're taking 1 penalty, so it's 5. If you want to gain any bonus dice, you can spend 2 for each of those. 2 power, that is. But
Or
otherwise,
just
you're going to roll 5.
get bitten. Just get bitten. And then
I'll
kill your
roll
sister.
5. I'll
Roll
roll
five.
5.
Okay.
We'll see.
Then see how it goes. Great.
Speaking from experience, getting bitten is the least likely experience you will have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I have
Pierce, I'm
one
so sorry.
match,
1 match.
and that's waxing gibbous.
Waxing gibbous. Perspective and assertion. We'll assertion and gratitude. We'll say that all that's happening. Gratitude for Hank for having slightly cut off. Gratitude that you're
Right.
just as its claw's about to hit you. Your sister has shot it with this massive, just shot to the. Where were you aiming, Freya? You can hit him wherever you want. Chest, head. What are you doing?
Oh, the chest, like
Yeah,
right
just
in the center of the
Right
chest,
in the
so that
heart
it
as
goes,
he sort of
"Ugh,"
is
yeah.
being blasted back. This claw, you feel it, just like whoosh. The sharp claw right past your face, but it doesn't get you. And you see it land in the sand. And it begins to rain. Freya is already there. Hank is rushing over to he holds the he has the axe over his head, preparing to strike down, and then pauses as the body, and Freya, you're getting here as well, you've got your shot here, as the body reverts to the form of his uncle, of Pater. A man who honestly just probably looks about Hank's age at this point, but just kind of with this massive wound in his chest, and just, you can hear him sort of, Freya, as you get close, saying, "Thank you." You did 41, so you exceeded his power. You were able to do that. You one-shotted him. As he's just, "Thank you. Thank you." He falls back. He almost exchanges this look with Hank, but probably might even recognize him after he's a man. Hank just holding the axe. He seems to fall. And then Narcissa, you feel such release inside your body. And this warmth. And Siobhan and... Well, actually, Siobhan and Elodie, you guys are...
We also
feel
feel
really
very
You guys are
warm.
having your own
We're
release.
also
Yeah,
very
you also
warm.
feel this warm release as this
Yes.
warm feeling rushes across, and you're yeah.
Yes.
Freya, you and Hank, no, actually Hank is just looking down. Freya, you notice this slight glow in Narcissa for a moment, and then Narcissa, the spirit that was within you, is freed.
I immediately run over to Narcissa, where she's like still trapped or like still tied up in the boat, and I just shoulder my gun and my musket or whatever, and I just run over and I start untying her, and I was like, "Are you okay? Is it gone?"
It's gone. You did it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The rain.
I don't think you've ever said that to me before.
The thunder's growing louder.
Uh-oh.
Elodie and Siobhan. As you two are doing whatever it is you're doing, which one of you would be, or both, who would be in a position to see the sky right now? Who's not like
Siobhan.
flipped? Okay, gotcha.
No, Siobhan.
Who's not keeping her head down?
Well, I don't know actually.
yeah.
Actually,
I do have a knowledge of human anatomy and also similar anatomy. But so she's probably very good at.
Okay, so the
certain
point is
things.
no one's looking up at the sky. That's fine. Cool. Everyone's keeping your heads down, doing the work. Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
Then
Well,
no. I think Siobhan.
No.
Siobhan's looking up.
Siobhan's looking
up.
Siobhan,
Yeah.
you see a shape moving across the tops of the trees. And then another and another. Thunderous hooves are heard, and you hear the barking of dogs and the rattling of armor. Freya.
What's wrong?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Elodie.
No, it's just keep going.
And she does. Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll just
Oh no.
You know what? The hunt doesn't notice you too. That's you're whatever. You're this is just nonsense. Just what a happy ending we have. Yeah, right. You guys know it. So, Freya, as you hear the thunder.
Did I do a
above-
dumb
We
thing?
finally get one character in
yeah.
2 years with a happy ending.
great.
Yes.
It's great. So Narcissa, you sort of as you thank your sister.
And then I look around and I say, "Where's Karn?"
Hank says,
I didn't see him, so I might have done something stupid.
"No, he's gone. He freed him, but he didn't make it up in one piece." But then the thundering hooves are heard overhead for all of you, and Hank kind of just grabs and kind of just, oh god. And this hunt is riding overhead. And Freya at the front of it, you see a massive skeletal steed. That figure from your dreams. He is riding and the clouds are like formed around him and trailing. He's massive in the sky.
I take Narcissa's hand in mine and I squeeze it. And I look her in the eye. And I say, I'm sorry. But I didn't know if I could do it on my own. But now you can live. And there's somebody here to protect you. I'll do what I can from another place. But it's time for you to live your life. You deserve it.
What are you talking about?
I just look up, cashing in on something dear old dad didn't have the right to have. And I let go of your hand and I walk away.
Before you take a step, you feel a lightness. And then you feel your feet leaving the sand. The thunderous host above. Freya is now drawn into it. She's just being pulled up.
I have light tears coming down as I stare down at my sister. And the last thing I'll say is, I just always wanted to protect you. And I look at Hank and I just glare at him.
He nods. He nods in just dumb comprehension because everything that's happened tonight is not what Hank was expecting. Elodie and Siobhan gripping one another in the forest. Hank standing with Narcissa, there to protect her. Karn floating in the lake. Unseeing eyes staring up at the thundering host. riding above. Freya drawn into it. Let's do this via Narcissa.
No more. No.
You and Hank can return to the village. Your sister is gone. If you hope to see her the next day, if you hope to track her down, any attempts to do so wind up being unsuccessful. What do you do in the coming days and weeks without her?
So yeah, I'm trying every possible way to find out any information or any whereabouts, asking around, because I know everyone in town.
You do, and you're very personal.
Yes.
Hank certainly does everything he can to help you with that. He's often around, doesn't go hunting as much as he should. He's really seeming to take your sister's words to protect you literally, but also he's trying to not cramp your style. So he's just kind of always around, but especially if you ever, go out of the village to look at more dangerous places, he certainly tries to tag along to that. Your understanding upon talking to Wiki or people who know of the hunt suggests that your sister has joined it in a big way. That she has... There are people who support the hunt who just live in town, people who practice those old ways, as Karn often put it. But your sister has joined it. She is a part of the hunt now. In time, perhaps you come to accept that. Hank will... He only gets 4 on these. Never ask you out.
Wow.
He's just too...
You ask him. Just you ask him.
He's
Come on,
just-
Narcissa.
Come
Come on,
Can't-
Narcissa.
He's a hunter, but he can't think of you as prey.
Come on.
So therefore,
Narcissa, come on. Ask him.
All right, fine. Stupid Hank.
I hope that's how you do it. Just when you're like, okay, fine, come on, stupid.
Yeah, and I might invite him over for dinner at my cottage.
All right. He attends.
Cute.
Elodie and Siobhan.
Uh-huh.
Siobhan starts riding from Elodie's house, cottage.
Yeah, cottage. Or whatever.
And her writer's block, I think she finds is gone. And she opens her mind to the mists. And so she begins to write a new story.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do you have an idea for a story?
I mean, I have a lot of ideas for stories but like I think if this is you, like I think that
Oh, Siobhan.
my hunch is that perhaps divine inspiration comes to her
Siobhan,
in terms of her narrative tropes.
Then let's give me one last 1,000 dice roll.
Okay.
Give me your intellect. Give me your research. And give me your narrative tropes. So that will be 9 dice for you.
And then I'm going to
Just birds.
okay, great.
Yeah, sure.
With the idea in the back of her mind about escape.
Understood. Oh, Siobhan. Oh, Narcissa and Hank. Freya left him. That's cute.
Here we go. I have 9. Here we go.
9. It's fun to roll 9 dice.
Oh my
Never
gosh,
not fun
it's
to
really
roll 9.
Okay. And then I'm going to spend 3 points.
Okay.
To
You did use intellect, so you can re-roll it, and you don't have to spend any more. You can keep any number of those without spending extra.
I'm gonna go ahead and
mind.
re-roll 3 of them.
That's great. Now this is just draw poker.
All right. I have
That's a good facet.
3 7s, 3 1s, 2 6s.
3 7s, 3 1s, 2 6s. The 7s, okay. I'm gonna assign some things. Siobhan. Next to Elodie. Does Elodie snore?
She does, but it's cute.
It's
next to Elodie's cartoon mouse snoring. In her cottage where your writing comes to you, you dream. You dream of understanding. You dream of an understanding of how one can escape this place. You have these visions of those who try, who understand that the means of escape is to destroy the Dark Lord who holds sway in these Dreadlands. If you destroy that person, you have the opportunity to pass through those mists. They part. The mists only part when the Dark Lord wills it, or when they are slain, and though they don't remain dead, for a time you can pass. With your contemplation, control, and reflection, you dream of others, of other lands, you dream of this city composed of wrecked ships with all the tall masts, this just nest of crow's nests bobbing on a sea with a giant sea monster deep below. You dream of a small, quaint town on a coast. If one were to give the area a name, it would probably be something like Maine, where sort of strange, overwritten tales of horror seem to proliferate. You also see a land of dazzling pyramids, bedecked in gold and gems, and 5 walking dragons who gain a fortune which grants them power so that they can leave this place. And you can write a bit of them, although you do note, Siobhan, that one of them, whose name is Elan, and you get the feeling that over the past several months that has become an even more loaded and dark sort of individual. Yes. You notice a darkness growing in that one as he seeks more power there. More power than simply gold can provide. Elodie. So Siobhan is writing.
Yes. And, I'm just going about my business like I always have. Making tinctures, but always making sure that Siobhan's teacup is full with some inspiration, extra love.
Perfect. Well, cute. Karn. What would Karn have done? What would Karn's life have been? Sad elegy.
Oh, I mean, Karn's goal was always just to protect the town and look out for people. So, I mean, I imagine that's sort of just what he would have continued to do. Probably would have now ended up drinking alone, though.
Wonderful. So, Karn. Your afterlife is nothing but visions of the town overrun by war and death, as you were tormented, stuck in the mists like all those who die here. Next to you in the mists, a screaming shard of an angel's soul, begging to be freed. You get what she means. Freya. You ride with the hunt. Sorry, Karn, that's dark, but that's how they do it. Freya. When the hunt stops riding, you find yourself at a clearing in the woods, one you've never seen before. The Lord of the Hunt sits on this sort of central throne, though it's very roughly made. It's you have nicer chairs in your cottage, or had nicer chairs in your cottage. A woman approaches you. You do see Crocker milling around, kind of keeping his head down. There are these powerful figures all about you. But this woman comes up to you. She looks to be about your age, but seems much older. If you had narrative tropes, you'd be pretty sure you're talking to Yana, the aunt. Or the aunt of Hank. She asks, "Did you kill him?"
Yes.
Good. Then you did what I couldn't. I'm glad. The boy is all right. I'm sure he's many years older now. He's probably a teenager by now.
Older.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, of course. You have children of his own?
not yet, hopefully. I left him with someone that I hope they have a good life.
He wants to see you. She gestures towards the center of the clearing. The fire's burning. The merrymaking. The sounds of hunters after a long day of hunting. You are brought before the master of the hunt. He stands up, 12 feet tall, not counting the antlers. His body is sort of furry. His feet, bestial, not exactly cloven-hooved, but definitely there is something animalistic about this thing. You see these two eyes under this massive skull that is much larger than a human skull. It would be like an ogre from stories, though antlers grow from it. He looks down at you. You have killed my hound.
Yes?
You joined my hunt, and then you killed my hound.
Yeah?
Why did you join my hunt?
To protect those I love.
My hunt
And I learned
does not protect anyone. You are stupid. What did you hope to gain?
a purpose.
In this, perhaps, you are less stupid.
I talked to a lady of the mist who said my life was pretty pointless. So,
The angel I have trapped. So you wish for a life with a purpose.
what's your name?
I am the master of the hunt. My name is what I am. Thus is your name. Is no longer what your pitiful parents give you. Your name is Hound. And you will hunt for me. You will hunt for me.
Do I become what I killed?
Moon, shine down upon the hound. And the moon in the sky grows from a sliver, waxes into a full moon. Freya, you stand there for a few moments, not perceiving, and then you cry out in agony as you grip your forehead, a pain coursing through your body unlike anything you've ever felt before. You watch in horror as your fingers begin to lengthen and break, as your joints bend in strange directions, as fur begins to grow out of every pore. You feel your teeth slicing into your own mouth as they begin to grow, almost piercing your lips, but then your lips reform in thick, leathery hide. Your jaw breaks, but does not extend all the way forward. You are not turning into a wolf. You are turning into a wolf woman. You're turning into that hybrid form, like what you saw. The vision in your eyes goes from what it had always been to blurry and painful, and then sharper and more vivid than you've ever seen before, and you can smell every being in this camp. The pain is excruciating, but the urge to hunt is unbearable. And you do feel this desire to find your sister and tear her to ribbons. As you grapple with that, however, the master of the hunt has something else to say. Rise, hound. You find, despite the wildness inside of you, you have control. In fact, you can even speak if you wish.
To the hunt, to the death.
The call is echoed above, throughout, all the beings there. And he says, then we ride. But, hound, for you, I make a special excuse. A vision I have had. A new hunting ground. A new prey. Come. The hunt rides again. They begin riding. They begin riding toward the village where Narcissa and Hank. You hear the thunder above you. Elodie and Siobhan in your cottage. Siobhan, you hear it. You understand that this is this Dark Lord you've wondered about. You rush to the window. You catch a glance. You can see against the full moon, which you're pretty sure wasn't full when the night started, the form of that antlered beast. But they ride on, across the lake, to the purple mist. The hunt stops on a shore, and Freya, you see that mist. The master of the hunt leaps off his steed, beckons you closer. He gestures to the mist, and it begins to part and thin. And he says, you will hunt. There. As your sharp, wolf-like eyes peer through the mist, you see a land completely different than the one you're in. Forests and hills giving way to flat expanses of desert and golden pyramids. And he tells you, you will hunt. Hound. And your prey. And your prey is dragon. The spirit of Karn sees a wolf that seems familiar passing through the mist. The angel next to you screaming in agony that she is not permitted to do the same. You know that it's Freya, Karn. She must have failed. Probably everyone's dead. And as Freya enters the mists, that is where we will end Blue Moon. And I'm kind of asking you this now based on what happened. So, Millie, I hope that you can, in that case, Millie, I hope that you can join us still on Sundays for Here Be Dragons. Yes! Because that's where you've just gone.
Fucker.
I cannot believe this. This is ridiculous.
Philip, do you want to give a brief summary for those who may not have watched the...
So Here Be Dragons is a game about a bunch of dragons, and I've just been a dick to them at every turn. And right now they're in a Dreadland themselves, like a pyramid-themed one, where there's a pharaoh dragon who they want to steal a bunch of stuff from and then kill so they can escape. They got tricked into going there because of that Emniel person who you guys met last week. Anyway, the Hound just went through the mist. The Hound of the Master of the Hunt has gone through to hunt dragon. So...
amazing.
We'll see Millie, hopefully, in the new year. Narcissa.
Into a werewolf!
Yeah. So that ends Blue Moon. And Karn, I am sorry that you died. But you also...
This is perfect.
He did. God, man.
You were supposed to do recon.
I was, yeah, when you didn't do recon, I was like, I'm not sure he could make it out of this. And then the dice did not make it out of this. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope that we enjoyed that. I thought that was a very fun ending. I really have to say, I think this is one of the most, like, concise in each episode of this. Really kind of did what it needed to do. And we had happy endings for 3 of our players, a very sad ending for 1, and an open ending for our hunter. So that was pretty interesting. Thank you all so much for playing. I also will mention to, Andrew, I know I was talking about doing the D100. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing this kind of system for the Dragon game when we come back. I think it just works. It just works so well.
One other nice little tie for people who have been watching stuff recently is that the reason we met Emniel, who cast us into the Dreadland and Here Be Dragons, is because we were trying to recover stuff that the Umbral Queen had lost.
That is right, the Umbral Queen, who's now in our game tomorrow. Wow, it really is all connected in a fun way.
What?
Yeah, the Umbral Queen's one of the characters they collected. She was one of the starter characters.
Yeah, KJ has the Umbral Queen as her starter character.
I have a scary maid that says weird things.
You do. You have Wednesday Line, who's... I just love Wednesday. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is great. I want to say so much thanks to our cast. This has been so awesome. I also want to say we have other fun shows. Tomorrow we have Lost Lore Academia. And that is this very strange kind of meta game where they're basically collecting characters from all our other streams like Pokemon, or a gacha game, or a Dreamlight Valley Animal Crossing type game. We have a special sort of like Discord channel just for the downtime of that. You can join the downtime by contacting me on Discord. I'm Philip, Game Master, Long Lost Lore. I think I gotta change the thing. As of at present, I believe Rawlings is still in the lead for that. So we have an event closing. We now only have like an hour and 48 minutes and change left on that. I think Rawlings probably will win that, but there's still a chance for the Interior Man to... Interior Man's known for getting places he's not supposed to. But basically, we have a very kind of fun, interactive thing there, so please join us for that. It's super fun. But definitely check that out tomorrow, because that is actually going to be our last stream for kind of over a week. We're then going to be off for a few weeks for the holidays. We'll be back, I believe, on the 30th of December for Blood from a Stone. That's a Friday. Right? That's a Friday? Yeah, that's Friday. So we'll be back for that. And then in the new year, we will be back with Here Be Dragons, probably in this second or third Sunday in January. We'll be back with Lost Lore Academia in early January. We'll be back with, as well as Grey in the Dark on Tuesdays in early January. So yes, so please join us for all this fun stuff. But because of Lost Lore Academia, you can still kind of interact, and we'll still have the game carrying on over that long break on a sort of downtime daily basis. And I promise, actually, because players were confused, it was a lot to be dropping on everyone, all these crazy rules I did last week. Tomorrow night's game is actually going to really establish what the hell is going on in Lost Lore Academia beyond just gotta catch them all. So yeah, so that's the fun there. I want to once again thank my players for sort of jumping into this system. I really like this system, in case you can't tell.
It's a good one.
I think it really it's really good for our channel because it lets you do cool stuff, but also has some interesting subjectivity and things like that. Does anyone want to plug anything? Have anything to chat about or publicize, etc.?
Yes, on no, I don't. Not this week.
Understood. Then nothing this week. Guys, nothing's going on this week, okay?
It's the holidays.
It is. It's like at least 3.
Yeah, I mean, The Banshees of Inisherin just dropped on HBO Max. If you like Mark Mendana, it's not his best work, but it's still real fun. And if you like his dark humor, check it out.
He did In Bruggies, right?
Yeah, In Bruggies.
You're trying to think of other ones to say wrong, but...
And 7 Psychopaths.
There we
I don't
go.
know how to say...
Psychopaths, that's funny. Psychopaths, yeah, that's great. Well, thank you all so much.
We should also thank Brenninger for gifting 5 tier 1.
yes,
thank you so much
much
for that. Oh wow, yeah, thanks, and thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out this game. I really had a lot of fun with this miniseries. I hope you guys like this as well. And just so you know, Blue Moon characters are available to research and summon in the game, so you can actually try to bring them into the game. It's a smaller set, so it actually is probably one of the ones where you actually might be able to collect the whole set, which would which gives you some kind of bonus. I don't know what that bonus is, but figuring this all out, you guys, don't even worry.
I want all of that guy's children. The 9 kids.
They're actually, I believe I had the kids because I never gave them names. I think it's just Ghost Child is a minor character.
Oh,
But I should take that back. The little kids who were like down in the basement, the 4 actual kids, they are all collectible. Yes, Ziggy and everything.
Is Lars' kids just one character that's just like Lars Brood?
No, I don't think that should. Lars' offspring should be a minor. That's a great point. I don't have Lars' baby mama on her either. I should put her in. Her whatever power she grants should just be like +1 to like willpower or something. Because oh my god. Well. That was fun stuff. All right, well, Freya, you did turn into a werewolf at the end. Probably not how you were expecting. Because, yeah.
Nope, but I turned into a werewolf, so I'm happy.
Well,
I am.
some things,
I am not.
Some things
I'm
have
not.
happened.
I'm not happy. I'm good.
So yeah,
Your job. I don't know if you understand, Millie. Your job now is to kill me and Andrew.
did I say that?
Yes.
What'd I say?
That is explicitly what you said.
She said she's hunting dragon.
Yeah.
See you guys on Sunday nights.
All right. Said she's hunting dragon. Well, on that case,
I am a dragon despite this bipedal form you've caged me in, Philip.
all will be revealed. So yeah, join us in the new year. Thank you guys so much for watching. This game's been fun. Join us, and I hope you guys enjoy our last long Lost Lore of the Lost Lore Academia tomorrow night. So jump in for that. Appreciate every one of you. Until next time, have a dreadful night.